Hi guys, it's Stephanie, the Midwest Seller. Today is Sunday, the 19th of January, 2020, and I am finally getting to upload my home office tour video for my eBay and Poshmark reselling business. It's finally time. I cannot put this off any longer. Tomorrow I've got a contractor coming to the house, and I'll show you why here in a minute. And so my office is going to be in all kinds of disrepair tomorrow. So I'll be working in my dining room for the next few days. So I wanted to get this done. I want to just go ahead and knock this out because there is no time like the present. So my office is not perfect, but it definitely is a work in progress. I wish I would have taken a before picture. So when I take you through it, you'll see that originally everything that I'm going to show you was in one room. A couple months ago, I started taking over another room in the house, which is connected to this room by a bathroom, and it was my oldest daughter's room. Now, technically, her bedroom furniture and everything was in there. However, she was away at college, and she technically really never lived here. So, you know, once she went to college, I kind of knew that that was probably the last time she was going to be living with us, which is so sad. But that is what's supposed to happen, right? So anyway, she eventually graduated from college, married her college sweetheart, and they are living in Columbus. So, you know, it took me a long time to face the fact that she's not coming home, and that I guess it's time to pack up her stuff, things that she doesn't have maybe room for currently, but she still wants. So I boxed everything up, and there's just a couple things that were hanging on her walls that is still in my office that I just left there just to cover up some walls. And so now that room is gosh, I almost choked up. And now that room is my shipping and receiving. We'll call it my shipping and receiving part of my office. Now we did take her bedroom furniture out of there, and actually that's in our master bedroom now because her bedroom furniture was better than our bedroom furniture, and her husband wanted something, you know, brand new of their own, so she did not take that with her. So we moved it out, and I put in there just a twin size bed that was part of a bunk bed. Just in case I have overnight company, there is a bed in there. However, I kind of feel like it's not that homey. If somebody were to stay in there, I might try to move some of the stuff out of there temporarily until they leave town. So anyway, that's kind of long-winded. Okay, so let's start with, I guess, this part of my office. So I'm actually holding my iPad, which is a little heavy, a little hard to maneuver, but my iPhone, there's something wrong with the lens, and so it's really kind of messed up. I can't, you know, take photos with it. I can't videotape with it. Luckily, my husband had got me this iPad, and that was on my birthday, and so I just love it. I use it all the time. It's just been amazing. I can't believe that I've never had an iPad. I just love it. Okay, so I'm going to back up. I'm actually going to turn around, I think, and show you what I'm looking at. Again, so if you do watch the whole entire tour, it'll be 2 rooms. So if you can hang in there, I'll be going from room to room. The first room is the room where I have my inventory, where I do my photography, where I do my bookkeeping, record keeping, where I do my listing, and where I do like my home office stuff, you know, pay bills and things like that. And then my other room, of course, is going to be my shipping and receiving room, and you'll see what kind of is in there. So I'm going to turn around 1 second. So I didn't even realize I did not even say hello or introduce myself. If you are a first-time viewer, my name is Stephanie, and I am the Midwest Seller. I live in Ohio, and I have a full-time reselling business on primarily eBay and Poshmark. I did have Etsy. I since then have pulled everything off of Etsy, and now that is my husband. He took that over for his artwork. So if you are new here, thank you so much for popping in, and I hope you like the video. I hope you get some tips or some inspiration from it. Now, let me tell you, when I first started reselling, we were in Texas, and our house pretty much was the same size that we're living in now. However, in Texas, there was a lot of open space. So the house was big, you know, but there was a lot of open space. I did not have an office. I worked from my kitchen table. I did not have any, there was no basement, so there's no extra storage for anything. I literally pretty much worked out of my kitchen and stored some things in my laundry room. So you can start, you don't have to have a separate office, you don't have to have a bunch of fancy equipment. If you're new to reselling, you know, I literally started with my camera and some stuff that I had around my house. So if you are contemplating starting reselling, you should just jump right in and get started and go for it. You know, everybody has their first item that they're going to list. Everybody starts with one item, everybody starts small, and then you just build and learn and grow from there, and eventually, you know, you can buy a scale or you can buy some lighting kits. It just all takes time and it's a process, but you will get there. So I'm going to turn the camera around and let you see what we're looking at. 1 second. Okay, so I'm just going to pan over here. This is my door to my office, and I'll just kind of take you over there. This is just a project. This is a wreath that I'm going to do something with. I don't exactly know what, but it's just kind of a holding spot right there until I can get creative or find the time to do something with it. I wanted to do something for spring and summer to hang on my front door to the house. Okay, and then if I back up here, this is a pretty large closet. It's actually bigger than my closet in my master bedroom, if you can believe that. My master bedroom is small. Now, these homes, you know, were built, this home was built in 1961, so there wasn't a lot of space for storage, but I will definitely show you like this here. Okay, so I set the camera down. I think it'll be a little bit easier if I just walk over and show you this. Hopefully you can see. On this closet here, I keep things that are maybe heavier, bulkier items, big coats, some vintage pieces that I don't want to get all wrinkled up. Down at the bottom I have some artwork, some vintage posters. Up top I have some extra padded flat rate envelopes. I ordered a whole bunch from the USPS website, and thinking, you know, we were going to have this huge fourth quarter. Didn't really happen, so I will use them. They will not go to waste. I have some vintage hats all the way back there that my neighbor gave to me to try to sell. So that's it. Let me come back. So this is kind of hard keeping this iPad steady. Sorry for the bumpiness. So I have basically a wall and a half of storage for my inventory. I use the alphabet system, and I started off using the banker boxes. Since then I have, you know, gone on to some larger tubs. Now at the end I have some sturdier U-Haul boxes that are pretty inexpensive. If you need boxes and you can't get them for free, U-Haul, I have found, is the best price around here anyway for, you know, picking up sturdy boxes. So in the U-Haul boxes I have some hard good items, things that are breakable that I wrap up and keep aside. I don't mix them within the clothes. And at the very, very top I have a box of cassette tapes. We had bought a box of cassette tapes at an estate sale. They do sell, however, they're pretty slow sellers. I wouldn't buy cassette tapes again. That was kind of a lesson learned there. Now, I have been doing inventory, so I've got some notes. Some of the boxes after doing inventory had items in there that had fallen off the system, so I had put a little note on there, not full, because once I pulled the items to rephotograph, since I don't save my photographs, I delete them after the listing is done. So I had to pull the items out to rephotograph them, and I just put a little note on there that the boxes were not full, so I can use those for inventory going forward. And then I do have some shoes that are just ready to go in the shoe boxes. On this side over here, it's a little hodgepodge mix of some things that are kind of big and bulky that I just don't have room for in the tubs. There's that box of ties. I cannot sell ties for the life of me. I mean, it's not that many ties. I would say there's probably about 40 ties in there, but I don't know. I might just put them in a big bulk and auction them off. Down here I have a little box of buttons, and you'll see my collection here in a little bit. I love buttons. Okay, and here is some boxes, some drawers that have some listed jewelry in there. It's kind of a pain. Now I have some wrapping paper, some vintage wrapping paper down there, and then some other items that my neighbor gave me that I have listed. Okay, so as you can see, anytime I need to get something over in the corner of those shelves, I have to remove this first row, have to move it out and put it back. But it is what it is. Eventually I'd like to get some more shelves, and that makes it really nice because you don't have to keep moving things around. Now if you notice on this, I'm going to kind of zoom in here. See this little section right here that has the, well, you're not going to be able to see it, but behind this tub. Okay, so I paused the camera just so I could pull some bins down. I wanted to show you this. So if you can look a little bit closely, there is this right here. Now this leads into our attic, which is kind of neat. So my garage is behind that wall. There is an attic, and it's, you know, one of those attics that have the A-frame, you know, the roof line. So I told my husband, I said, wow, wouldn't it be cool if we could like make a door right there and finish off the attic and expand into the attic? So that's wishful thinking. I don't really need all that space, but maybe someday, I don't know. Anyway, let me set you down and I will continue on. All right, so anyway, you can see I have quite a bit of tubs. I mean, it works for me. I have, after I did the A through Z, I just went on to AA, BB, CC, DD, and so on. And the tubs that have pink post-it notes, I just temporarily covered up. There's some consignment clients, and I didn't want to show their names. This here is my little step stool. I am short, so I use that quite often. Now, I do not recommend going so high with your tubs if you have little ones. It can be quite dangerous. So just be careful with your storage. If you have little ones, that could topple over on an infant or a toddler and really hurt them. But anyway, I don't have any little ones in the house, so we don't really have to worry too much about that. Okay, and I'm going to continue on. Sorry for the bumpiness. There's my nice bright window. I would open it up, but I don't want to show the neighbor's house, you know, for privacy and such. But yeah, they're really nice. One thing about this house I loved was just the craftsmanship. You know, there's some shutters throughout the house. So the window, I really like the shutters. I wish all the windows had shutters on them. Anyway, somebody in my Facebook moms group, they did some remodeling and they actually didn't like the shutters, so they took all their shutters off, and so we have about 40 shutters that eventually maybe we can put on our windows. So that's a project. So I was very grateful to her because she just gave them to me and they were like the exact same style. So I was very happy about that. All right, I'm rambling on. So here you are looking at my oldest lighting kit. I believe it was Cowboy Studio. And honestly, guys, I did not get lighting until 2017. And it's now 2020. And I did not use lighting. I used natural light the best I could. In Texas, there's, of course, all the sunshine, so there was a lot of natural light. So it really wasn't a problem. But when I came to Ohio, it's, you know, it's pretty gray and it gets dark like at 4 o'clock, you know, in the afternoon. So lighting can be an issue, so I desperately needed lighting. That was the first one I got. Okay, so the Cowboy Studio lighting, it was pretty inexpensive to purchase. I just never invested in it, and I will link below. So the 2 umbrella lighting stands I still use along with my newest lighting. And it's a good starting lighting kit. I will link it below, and you know, you might check that out. Okay, so down here at the bottom, I've got a stand with a head on it and some shoulders. I primarily use that for my hats, sometimes scarves, mostly hats. That was given to me for free by my dear friend Michelle, who moved away. She was another reseller that I met in town, and it was just so nice to connect with other resellers. You know, if you are a reseller and you don't know anybody in your area, definitely try to reach out and find some, because it is nice to talk to somebody else that gets what you do, and you know, find a friend that's local. Okay, so sometimes I will hang some pants on the wall if I don't flat lay them. Some men's pants and such kind of look better hung up, so those are my hangers for that. Okay, so the fabric one right there with the wooden topper, that one, I actually have two of the same. One of them is at my friend's house that did some photography work for me, and I hope I get to use her again this year. I purchased those from a drugstore that was going out of business. It was a drugstore that had some home, you know, decorating stuff, and they would keep their boutique type clothing that they had. It was kind of a little neat drugstore. It's too bad it went out of business. But you know, it was a small town. I guess they had to close their doors. It's unfortunate. But I got two of them, and I paid $30 for both of them. So that was a great deal. Now this one here, she was my very first mannequin, and I just love the way she looks. Okay, that kind of sounded funny, but she really does make the clothes look so good. She's a size 6, I believe, and she's actually from the Gap. So her arms are magnetic, and the arms come off, and you can see it says the Gap in there. Now I got this in Texas off of Craigslist. Okay, so the person that I got the mannequin from was when I was in Texas, and she was an eBay seller. She was just doing solely women's clothing, and then she decided to change her business model, and she was tired of returns, which I really don't get a lot of returns, but I guess she did. And so she changed her business model to just sell menswear. So she had this for sale. Now, I did pay $75 for her, but she was definitely worth it, worth the investment. Okay, here is my new ring light. I got this. My husband surprised me for Christmas. I am so excited about this thing. This is awesome. I love it. There is a spot you can actually put your iPhone in. I don't use it because I don't use my iPhone because of the issue with the lens. If I ever upgrade and get the newest iPhone, then I might use it. My iPhone is an iPhone 6 Plus, so it's, you know, pretty old technology, and I just use my iPad for photos. I don't have a fancy camera, just my iPad. You can see some of my older pictures in my Poshmark and eBay store. There's like some gray spots, and it was kind of before I edited photos. I just kind of try to knock things out without editing too much. So you can see some gray spots on some of my older pieces of clothing. Anyway, the brand is New Wearer, and there's my case for it. I don't typically have the case out, but I wanted to show you. It comes with some different filters for the ring. It comes with a remote control, so you can actually, if you ever model your clothing, which I don't, but if I wanted to, I could with the remote control. So that's kind of neat. And what I love about it, there is a section at the top of the bar that is flexible. So if we come over here, and again, I don't really want to show my neighbor's house, but let me do it this way. Okay. I'm just going to do this real quick and then show you. Okay, so, alright, sorry guys. I hope this video is okay. I'm not the best videographer at all, actually. But you can turn it down. So I can take that, I can move it over to this table. So next on my tour, I guess, would be this table. It's just a cardboard table I use for flat lays. Nothing fancy. I have some Dollar Tree white poster board on there. And I really want to get some crafting paper or something that's white, seamless. You can definitely see the seams even when I'm filtering it out. So I don't really like that setup, but it's what I got right now. So eventually I might order some of that crafting paper off Amazon. Now over here is a small hanging rod, and this is something that I got actually at an estate sale. Most all of my items I find either at garage sales or estate sales. This was in a woman's garage, and it was rusty, it was blue, it was no pads on the feet, it was wobbly, so just the screws needed tightened, and I got that for a couple dollars. And I just chalk painted it. I got into chalk painting a little bit, but you can see I chalk painted it gray. Nothing fancy. I left the rod part metal, and it is a little discolored, but that's okay. I didn't want to chalk paint that because I figured the chalk might, with the hangers start flaking off. All right, and so next to my clothing rack that I got so cheap, I have a shark steamer. I got this one just a couple of months ago, not even probably a couple months ago. It was right before Christmas, I think. After listening to Star with Flippin' Hippos, if you don't know who Star is, go check out her channel. Star and Keith with Flippin' Hippos, they are so nice, wonderful people, very knowledgeable. She's got a great channel. Anyway, she uses this one, so she recommended it. It's nice because it's on wheels. You can wheel it around. It's lightweight. It holds a lot of water. It works great. I've not had any issues. Sometimes you hear of the water spitting out and stuff. It's been great, and I got that off Amazon. I will also link below if you want to check that out. But it took me this long to get a steamer. I'm just used to iron things, and who really wants to iron? Not me. Okay, so trying to keep steady, I'm going to backtrack and come back over here. There again was the front door with the closet. This here, I just have some hanging baskets again that are estate sale finds. I just keep some paperwork up in there, things that I need to file, put away. And this little door, I don't know, a lot of people don't have older homes, but that's actually a laundry chute, which is so nice. I'm on the second floor. This goes all the way down to the basement to my laundry room, and it's so nice and handy. We love it. It's wonderful. And okay, here is another thing that I actually got from Goodwill. These were flat and in a package. These were from 1970. They still had the seal. They were not open. Okay, so they were flat in the package, and they were like build your own file cabinet from cardboard. Kind of funny. And then they have the drawers, that you can put your labels on. So I got those for $2, and I came home, put them together, and I have my belts, my hats, wallets, and hankies, vintage hankies. I love selling vintage hankies, and they do sell. People make things with hankies. They don't necessarily use the hankies for the traditional use, but they will make all kinds of things out of hankies. So look on Pinterest. If you don't know about vintage hankies, there are so many neat things you can do with vintage hankies. All right. So anyway, these drawers just pull out. Let me pull out the first one. Okay, so see, they're just cardboard drawers. So there's my belts at the moment when I have an inventory. And if you haven't seen my goal video for 2020, I mentioned that I am going to be reading books one a month at least. It's funny. I just never find the time to read. So I'm trying my very best to read one book a month. And there's some books that I pulled out that I had. Some of them I've already read that I want to reread. The one on the top is the one that I'm currently reading for January. I'm almost done with that one. And so there they are, ready for me to read. I pulled them out. I wanted to see them in front of me, not tucked away, hidden away. So they're just, a reminder that, hey, your goal was to read a book a month. And here we are. So let's get to reading. Okay, going up top, I have a little saying, actually a couple places in my office. Wherever attention goes, that's where energy flows. Just a reminder for me to focus on things that are going to be productive for me. Whether it's staying healthy or making good choices with my business. And anyway, just to stay positive, keep your focus on what you want in life, with what I want to accomplish, and just keep your mind on things that you want to accomplish and do. This is my table, and honestly, if you can see it, it is one of those narrow, foldable, collapsible card tables. But it was the right size for me. The desk I had in here before was just too big. It's actually the one that my husband took out to the art studio. It was just an IKEA desk. It was just too big. You know, I liked all the space that it had, but it was, again, just too big for the room. So I don't need a whole lot, anything fancy. Here you go. So that's that. It was, I think, like $35 at Walmart. So down here, I'm just going to kind of take you, I don't know if you want to see all this stuff, but I'm just going to go through and tour every little thing, I guess. Down here, I just keep my fur rug for my flat lays anytime I'm doing flat lays with my clothing or shoes or purses or whatever. And down below that is just some home files, my storage system for hanging folder files. This is just an old work computer. I typically use both. I'll use my iPad and this old computer. You can hear the motor, it's kind of loud, but I wanted to show you guys something, so that's why I have it running. And I just have my plants. I've got some plants. They're just little succulents, easy to take care of. Now I have, you know, just some things that I like, some gemstones, some crystals, and a candle that I do not burn. However, you don't need to burn this candle. It smells so good. I'm just going to hold it up and show you. So if you can see this candle, my sister-in-law got this for me for my birthday. It's called Fairy Tale. She got it on Etsy. This smells so good. So I absolutely love it. It has lavender in there. It has some gemstones. It smells so good. This little dish I just keep coins in. Sometimes I'll find coins in some of the things that I buy and I just throw them in there. This is a paperweight that my old boss from Texas gave me. It says good luck. I just miss her and love her so much. She was the best boss ever. Okay, and I've got some of my chapstick, my baby lips, some essential oils. I actually am a distributor for doTERRA. I'm not very active at all in selling it anymore, but I still am a member because I get the member discounts, and I have a whole bunch more downstairs, but those are some of my favorites that I like to use throughout the day. Invigorating ones, some lemon I'll put in my tea and such. I'm a big fan of essential oils. All right, and of course my chair, I keep it cozy with a blanket and my pillow. I have a huge trash can. You know, for the longest time I had this little bitty, well, I'll show you because it's in the other room. It got to the point where I was emptying it, you know, so much. So I got a big old trash can. And I have my Dynamo label writer printer. And you know what? I honestly did not get this again until last year. So all this stuff is very new to me. And again, you don't need a whole lot of stuff. I had a printer that worked just fine. It printed out the paper labels. I would cut them out with my paper cutter and tape them on. I did that for 7 years and it was fine. But once I got my Dynamo, I cannot believe how long I waited to get this. It is just fantastic. I got it when Jenna from Empty Hanger had a link for a Dynamo promotion that she was partnering with Dynamo, and it was a really good deal. So I thought, you know what, I've been wanting one. Now's the time. I love it. In the beginning, it kind of was spitting out blank labels, but that since has corrected itself, I guess, because I haven't had any problems with it. I absolutely love it. It's amazing. Okay, sorry I got interrupted. I will carry on. This little clipboard right here, if you watched my goal video, I had talked about how I want to do like a daily checklist, highlight things that I need to do throughout every single day of the week, and that's what that is. I don't know if you want me to zoom in on that. I guess I could. One second. Okay, so just if you're interested, I get a new one of these every single week, and I put on every single day what I want to get done that day and highlight the things that I did do. I cross what I did not do. So as you can see, I'm not perfect. There's a lot of things that I did not get accomplished that I wanted to, but that's okay. This has been very helpful. Before this, I was kind of, scatterbrained, bouncing around, doing things here and there. I would get very, before this, I would have an idea in my mind what I wanted to get done that day, and then I kind of would bounce around, going from task to task, and it was just not very productive. So this has really helped me out, trying to stay on task. So I do recommend doing something like this, even if it's, in your planner or on your phone, wherever it's convenient for you. I just look at this, I can grab this in the morning, look at it, and go down the list, what I want to do, what I need to do, and take care of that. All right. Okay, so here is another closet. It's one door, and we're going to open it up. I usually just keep this open because I use it quite often. So I'm going to kind of just step back, I guess, is the best way. My chair out of my way. Okay, so this, inside this closet, I'll just kind of go through from the bottom to the top. On the door here, I have two clipboards. One is with my Poshmark challenge listing, kind of mark off how many listings you have done each day. I have printed out 12 of them, one for each month, and it's kind of a fun little thing too. To get you motivated, see your progress. And then on this clipboard, I will take this off. I have some really handy reference things that I have just printed off that I received off of sites like Pinterest and such. Let me grab that. Okay, so for example, the very first sheet, it shows different pant lengths and their definition, boy shorts, jams, Bermuda shorts, surfer shorts, pedal pushers, that's an old term. I think we call them capris or cropped now. Clam diggers, 7/8. I don't really ever see that term used. Classic or stirrup. A lot of people use ankle crop or ankle instead, and then it has, some definitions. And there's several different, okay, and so same thing for skirts, all the way from micro down to the 4. So that's a nice reference and some good keywords you can pick out. All right, and so some other things, there are, all kinds of things in here. Collar reference, the types of tops. Okay, and then also on that clipboard, I have something here that also shows like different neckline types, names of skirts, tulip skirt, pencil skirt, peplum, mermaid, all kinds of different names for skirts. This is really quite handy. If I don't recall what style of dress is called, I can just whip this out and look at it. There's all kinds of reference that I get from Pinterest, and I print it off because it's just easier for me. I know, yes, it is wasting paper, and so many people are digital now. I'm still old school. I like to see things, easy reference for me to grab and look at rather than pull it up on my computer every time. Okay, so moving on. In this top drawer, I keep my cellophane bags in. The second drawer down, I keep magazines, and the third drawer is mail and things that need to be filed. Now, the second drawer with magazines, I mentioned something the other day in a video, and after editing my video and making it live, I kind of thought about what I said, and I really probably should be looking at magazines, looking at current trends, because I do want to, obviously cater to people that are looking for things to buy. And I mentioned a comment, something about, I don't really care about the trends, what I wear. There's a market for, I think, everything. People still like old clothes, vintage clothes. Vintage does sell. It's, you know, obviously a slower seller, but I really do want to keep up more this year with, I guess, what's trending. And I've never really done that before, and that might be part of the reason my business hasn't grown where I want it to be. So I'm going to try to start doing that. Maybe looking at some bloggers on Instagram and such, some trendsetters. All right, and this is my paper printer, and there is Ann Eckhart's Reselling Accounting Ledger. I have a little video about that. Well, and there is my paw print for a dog that I lost. Okay, and then this is my file cabinet with, you know, file stuff in it. All right, and moving on, well, let's start here. Okay, and there is a little memento bag I got from the Reseller Rally in Chicago, which was held in 2017. Lots of fun. It was great to network. It's so funny because I'll show you here in a minute what I kind of kept from that and the reason why. That was put on by Chad and Kim Pagel, I believe is how they pronounce it. Pete. And I'm going to not say his last name right. Koiza. Of course, Nicole State and Joe, her husband, was there. Deborah Goitoya from Austin, Texas. And then Ronnie and Gretchen Hart. Very nice to meet all of them. They were all so wonderful, and we had a great time. All right, and here are just some bags that I take sometimes thrifting. I hope this isn't too boring. I guess if you are bored, you know, exit out of the video. Up there is an empty blue box and a box of scrap fabric. I keep like cut up denim or any type of fabric that I'm trying to salvage. If an item can't be sellable and it's too bad to donate, I will cut it up and keep the fabric. And at the top of that, I have a bin with like some shoe molds and such. Sometimes I'll get that down for photographing shoes. I do have some boxes that I kind of just keep around to make sure if I need to return it, I'll keep the original box for maybe a year or two. My Dynamo printer, my lighting kit, and my tagging gun. And down here I just have some binders with some personal stuff in there. My labels for my Dynamo label maker, some paper clips, and this purse. Oh, I was so excited to find this purse at an estate sale. Let me zoom in and see if you can see the brand. It's a Lamarth, and I got it home and there was a pin mark on the outside, so I'm just gonna keep it. It's just kind of like on display. All right, and there's some more books. The very top one is the one that my husband gave me that I read every single day. It has A Year of Positive Thinking, and I really enjoy that. That is actually a dressmaker ruler. I just need to list that. I'm never going to use it, and I don't know if that'll sell on eBay, probably. And then a bust for, sometimes I use that for necklaces and such. And coming down here, and in this bin, I use this bin quite often. I have, let me see if I can do this without shaking. Okay, so in this bin, I have just a little notebook for thoughts and ideas that come in my head. I'll write them down so I don't forget them. And this is my notebook for what's sold for my videos. This notebook is for YouTube stats and ideas. I'm trying to keep track a little bit of, you know, my growth, ideas for videos in the future, things like that. I got a book in there. See, I use paper quite a bit. Consignment payouts for 2020 for my consignment clients. Again, I'm not taking on any new consignment clients. I'm just finishing up what I have. It just got to be where I couldn't even get to, you know, my own stuff. So it's great. It's if you can handle the business, consignment is definitely a very lucrative way to make some money, where you don't, say for instance, if you don't have a lot of money to spend on inventory. Consignment, you know, you get the inventory for no cost to you. I mean, you don't own it, but you do take it into your home or office and prep it, you know, list it, keep it, sell it. And the next one is my inventory. So anytime I go out sourcing, when I get home, first thing I do is put everything in the dryer for 20 minutes, and then I will wash it or steam it with my steamer. And then I will also list it right away in my inventory book. It's a notebook. Again, I really do, excuse me. Again, for me, I feel like I do better with paper and pencil rather than spreadsheets. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just the way I grew up. You know, when we went to school, we just didn't have computers and such, you know. So anyway, I just like the paper and pencil. Sometimes I will take this and then put it into a spreadsheet, but to start, it's always a notebook. And then look at that. So you guys, start somewhere. You just got to start. If you are new to reselling, just start. All right. So that's pretty much it for this little closet. Now, isn't this strange though? So we did nothing to basically this closet. This was the way it was when we bought the house, which is really odd because look here, you've got your classic rod. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't take it back here. This is just some pencils, a backdrop that I no longer use, some files, some more things back in there that I just don't use on a day-to-day basis. And anyway, so if you look at that rod, you know, that's your typical rod for your hanger, and then they put this shelf in here. So I imagine they wanted for like skirts and pants. However, this then makes this rod super short. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think it's just a weird configuration. I'm not really sure, unless maybe it was like a little kid's room and they had little bitty shirts up top and little bitty pants and shorts and stuff down below. I don't know. All right, and then coming over here, this is just something that my mother gave to me when they went on vacation, and it's an embroidered. It doesn't fit the frame that well, but I like the graphics, so I wanted to hang that on the wall. Of course, a mirror just to, you know, make sure I don't have any food in my teeth before I'm filming. Now this is something, you know, I mean, I guess if you're one of those persons that are neat and tidy, this would be bothersome to you. But for me, it's you know, my inspiration. Let me show you exactly what is on here. This is so when I went to Chicago, you know, it was a lot of networking, getting to know other people in the business, reselling, and it was a lot of fun. And I met a lot of people. We had a great time. I went with my reseller friend Michelle, and it was a road trip. Chicago is only about 4 hours from me, so it really did not take much to get there. We took a car, got in the car, and went to Chicago. But anyway, all these people that I have the business, most of the business cards are from the Reseller Rally. Now there are some that did not go to the Reseller Rally. Some of them are like my personal friend that is a reseller in Texas. She did not go, and some other. But as you can see, I'm gonna just scan real quick here. If you're watching and you see your card, that would be cool. There's Tanya, Thrifty Treasures, Chad and Kim, Bottles in the Barn, and actually, let me take you over here. Yeah, so let me come over here. And look at this. There's Lavender Clothesline. Now, I think I missed talking with her. I don't think we chatted, and it's very unfortunate because I would have loved to talk to her face to face. Anyway, there's Reezy Resells. Anyway, it was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Okay, now on to the next part of my tour. So I'm stepping back here by my, so here's again the photography area. I do try to keep my tape measure close to the mannequins, so I'm always, you know, misplacing them. I have about 5 of them throughout my office. And then there's another door, so we will go in this door. Oh, right over here, down below, that's just things that I have photographed that I need to list. Alright, so here we are. This is a door, and you will see this. This just leads into a bathroom. So, you know, nothing too exciting. It's just a 1960s bathroom. Yeah, more shutters, great sunlight. Not that you want to see my bathroom, but oh, there it is. And there it is. Not that you, and you know, there it is. It's just a small bathroom, but it works. And it's actually kind of nice. Sometimes, you know, if I need to soak something, I will just get one of my plastic tubs, put it in there with some oxy or woolite or whatever I need to do to it. It's real handy. It's right there in between my 2 offices. And so there's that crocheted book bag that my daughter-in-law made for me over Christmas. And let's go in here. Now this is my shipping and receiving. Okay, so this is my other office, and it sounds like the heat is going, so that might be kind of loud. But let's go ahead and just go ahead and get this done. This is my shipping and receiving. So here, I'm just gonna, I guess, stand back here. There's the door out to the landing by the stairwell. You know, I'm not that great of a decorator, so I just put some stuff on the wall that I had in my office. There's some things that my daughter had that I just left on the wall. Here, right here. One second, I've got my mother-in-law's here, so I'm gonna have to go let her in. And okay, sorry, I had to take a break. My in-laws came over for a little bit, and then I decided I better go to the store before the snow. It's really snowing now. It's about 18 degrees where I am, and I still have my little ear warmer on. It is cold out there. So I forgot to show you something in there, so we're going to go back in my other office, and then we'll come back here and finish up. I want to try to get this done before it gets dark. As you can see, maybe you can't see. No, you're not going to be able to see. Anyway, it's snowing, and it's pretty, but it's cold. Okay. I wanted to show you back in here. I'm going to flip the camera around one more time. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, I meant to show you this. This is a Posh map. Now this is obviously a map of the United States, and then basically if you sell something to somebody, you color in the state, and you try to, you know, get the map as colorful as possible. Okay, so anyway, yeah, you want to get it as colorful as possible, obviously, but I wanted to show you. So that thrifty mom, her name is Natalie. I believe her husband and her designed this little coloring map for us. You can go get yourself one for free. It's just on her Instagram page, and it's like the first, or no, it's the second where it says free map. So it's just a fun little thing to do, and I really like it. I'm thinking about actually printing off another one just for eBay as well. And then also on here, I've got a couple little sayings that I like to read once in a while. One is from Walt Disney: "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." I need to remind myself of that all the time. You know, just quit talking about it, just go do it. And then the other one, "You've only got so much time to live. Make the most of every day starting now. Live as you will wish you have lived when you are dying." That's from Lingenfelters, if I say that correctly. EAS is a company that did, gosh, I don't know how many years ago, and they might still be doing it. It's called Body for Life. There was a Body for Life challenge. Actually, my husband and I entered, and it was a lot of fun. Obviously we didn't win, but that was one of the winners. And this is kind of neat. Look at this right here. Look at the date on that. This was from a estate sale. It was in a purse that I purchased, and it was in the little pocket inside. It's from 1967, June 28th, 1967, and you can see, well, maybe you can't see. Okay, there we go. It says New York State Theater, 4th ring, $3.75. Now, I could not tell what show it was for, but that I thought was pretty cool. Anyway, let me go back in here now. We're gonna back up. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. There are my aprons that I use, my working aprons for, you know, keeping stuff in my pockets. I use that quite often, pretty much daily. All right, so we are in this room again. Let's start over. This dresser is my shipping dresser. I just, you know, lay out what I need to ship. In this top drawer, I have tissue paper. No, I don't. In this top drawer, I have tape. All kinds of tape in there. My eBay tape, my priority mail tape, my triple, I love this stuff for heavy packages, the super strength. What's the brand on here? Well, I can't even tell it. Anyway, it's the shipping tape with the strapping. And then I also have a roll of these. I got these off Amazon. Sometimes if I'm using a bag that does not have the safety notice, I put one of those on there. I believe it might be a law, actually. I don't know if it's a law or not, but it's a good practice to put that on there for protection from keeping, you know, little children away from the bags, to remind you to dispose of them properly or recycle of them properly. Okay, I hope this is not boring. I really do. Paper scraps. I have paper scraps in a little, oh my, okay. All right, so you guys can see, I just have paper scraps in here, and I love these. This, you know what, this is really hard to do with an iPad. Anyway, they're just scraps of paper. I will make notes on them, write things on them, put them on packages and such. Anyway, so that's where I have scrap paper. There's my lamp, my scale. This over here is 2 clothing racks of things that are not listed. That's right. And actually that brings up a good point. I am not going to go sourcing, so I'm not doing any haul videos right now until I get everything listed. You know, what's the point of keep going out and getting some sourcing done when you've got things at home to list? Now, a lot of this is still from that estate sale. Pretty much everything on that first rack is still things that I have not listed yet on the from that estate sale haul, where I bought $55, 12 bags, 12 garbage bags full of stuff. And then here is some things that I've purchased and haven't listed. All right, what's down below? Down below, there's some hard goods in these baskets right here that I need to list. If we get down a little bit closer, there is a basket of shoes that I actually need to kind of clean up. Some of the, you know, the Sharpie is on the bottom. Let me see if I can show you. 1 second. Okay, so like one of the places that I go to, they do this, you know, with the Sharpies, which is pretty common from the smaller mom and pop. These were only $1.55, and I actually just sold a pair. These need a little bit cleaned up. I think that's just glue. But I got the same size about 5 different colors, and I have about 3 different colors left. So they have sold pretty well for me. So there was the clothing that I need to list and some hard goods. Now over here in the corner, I have one big basket that is for mail out. So once I get my shipping done over here, I drop it in there and I take it to the post office unless I schedule a pickup, depending on the time of day. So I generally will go to the post office, take all my packages because I like to get the receipt. I have many times left it in my mailbox even after scheduling a pickup and they haven't been scanned. You know, so on eBay, especially on eBay, you know, you're going to get a ding if it's not scanned within 24 hours. Repairs needed. There is a tub of things that I just need to mend, you know, a loose button or a stain or something that needs attended to. These, before you think I took these from a store, I did not. I actually paid for these from that same drugstore that was going out of business. I paid 50 cents a piece for them, and they're really handy when, like, I want to work downstairs in the TV room. I'll just throw some things in the basket, take it downstairs with me, and then just carry it up. They're really nice. They're really handy. I use them quite often. And I was going to show you in these drawers here, that first drawer I have my eBay tissue paper and just regular white tissue paper. Not that you need to see it, but there's some tissue paper in there. I've got some extra Tyvek mailers and some miscellaneous not styrofoam, the stuff that you can pack the dishes with. Anytime I get some of that, I'll save it. Just some extra supplies in the bottom one. This top drawer, I have my washi tape. And now on Poshmark, I send out just a tiny little gift with purchase. Right now, it just happens to be the little tissues with the sayings, the Kleenex tissues for your purse or backpack or whatever. I also have used things like little pens or pencils, little bath bombs or face masks. I do just change it out, you know, every so often I'll change it out. I typically find my gifts from the dollar store, so they were $1 for 3, so I thought that was a pretty good cost for my packages for a little gift. Okay, and the middle drawer, I just have my eBay mailers. I don't have much of these left. These were the Recovery Through Art Expression mailers from You Pack and Ship. Tells a little story on the back. That just really touched my heart, that mailer there. And down here, more mailers, nothing exciting. Did I show you? No, I did not. Okay, the second drawer down, I have some ribbons, miscellaneous ribbons, ties, things of that sort. We are going to pan over here. This is my shipping supply shelving. I have most of the boxes that I use quite often. On the side there, I only have a couple of, those are the, I think, I'm not sure what size they are. They're the large mailing box. And then I have down at the bottom, Regional B and the medium flat rate. And then I use a lot of these, which is the Regional A. The Regional A boxes, I use those quite often. And under this tub, more Regional A boxes with a different shape, more of a rectangle. These are the tubs that I was talking about. If I'm cleaning something, soaking something, I'll put the item in the nice white tub that I got at the Dollar Tree and let it soak in the bathroom sink. And this is my box resizer. I might do a video on this actually. I was so excited when I got this. It's very helpful when you are resizing a box. All right, and then we come over here. There is my padded flat rate mailers. I just put, you know, a quantity out at a time. These are the paper flat rate envelopes, the tie back, and then what's left on the shelf is the 7x7x6. I use quite a bit. Up there are my international postage baggies. If you're not familiar with those, let me get these down. These are the little plastic sleeves that you can put your international shipping label in and attach to the outside of your box. All right, and then I have some eBay boxes, 10x8x6. Those are 10x8x6. I use those quite often. Over here is the eBay padded mailers. These, I believe, are the 8x6 or 10x6. I'm not quite sure, but they're, it doesn't say the size, but they're, you know, the small mailers. And then I have packing peanuts, my bubble. Underneath the packing peanuts, I'm not going to get it, but they're the little, well, I can show you one. They're the little priority boxes. They're actually called, I think, DVD boxes. Buttons. I just love buttons. So I have quite the button collection. I didn't mean to, but it just happened. But I do use buttons, you know, when I'm fixing some things. There's a random guitar on the wall. There's one of those priority boxes that are the DVD boxes, small boxes. Now, Margaret, if you're watching over at Texas Gal Treasures, this is my jewelry. The jewelry that are in the white clear tubs are all listed. The big tub with the red lid on the bottom, that's full of jewelry, that's not listed. What's above it is not listed. And then the two white bins, I have more jewelry, and then I also have more buttons, but they're buttons that I want to sell that are like unique buttons, you know, not just your average button. And then the two at the top, not listed, they are full of vintage jewelry. All right, coming over here, this is just our twin bed that, you know, if somebody stays over, they can sleep right there. Of course, I will move some things out. This, if you did see my goal video, I talked about how I am using the bag system. I have a bag for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They are filled with 20 items each. Some of the ones, you know, that appear smaller are hard goods or small items. But in the morning, I will just grab a bag, take it into where I photograph. If it needs steamed, I will hang it, you know, on that one rack and steam it. Keep it hanging till I get to the photography, and then I will wrap it up and put it in my inventory. I don't put it in my inventory bins until it's listed, and I try to list everything that I photographed the same day or the next day. It doesn't always happen, as you can see with my backup of photographed items, but it's a work in progress. Okay, and then all of this over here, let's see. The bottom tub is empty, and this is my really good friend Renee. She's the one that did some photography for me, and I just fill up one bin at a time, and it fits about 25 items or so, about 25 items, and then she'll do the bin of clothes for me. This is my little, I call my maintenance tub. I've got my little mini toolkit in there. That funnel is to help me fill the water for my steamer. I've got my clothing shaver in there. And actually, I might do a video separately on that, like what's all in my maintenance tub. That might be a fun little video. There is my shredder. I just try to shred as much as I can. All the mail that you get with your, you know, your name and address, personal information, I will shred. There's a little bitty trash can back there. That's the size that I had in my main office, and it was way too small. there's a little shoe valet kit with all my shoe fixer-uppers. This dresser, I've got my sewing box up there with my really good fabric scissors. Got some blank paper, which actually should be in the other room. That's just printer paper. Some other paper that has prints on it. I've got my tape and my pens and my scissors. And, oh, this. I had to pull this. eBay had me take this down. Actually, eBay took it down for me. It's just a cake knife. So look at this. Can you see that? Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but it's a Treasure Masters cake knife. It's just a cake knife. And they pulled it. I don't know. They thought it was like a weapon. So I'm going to have to call them and ask them if I can please put it back up. Some pins, some double-sided tape, some letter opener stuff. These are my cards from Poshmark with my MidwestCellar $10 code on there. And in here, I just have, I'm not going to go through all these drawers, but if I have rings, this is how you can tell what size the ring is. Keep those. Those are some extra large bags that are over there. I got those at the Dollar Tree, and I was really happy because they were Ziploc. Now, they ran out of them, and I went to go back and get more. Of course, they were sold out. So the plastic ones that you see there are these here, and I will show you what those are. Okay, the other bags that I have are the Essentials Dollar Tree storage bag, X extra large, XXL. So they work out pretty good. So I grabbed a couple extra just to keep on hand. And I also use those extra clear bags. If I'm shipping a big heavy coat or a big pair of boots, I will put them in there to protect it from the elements. I know, people try to stay away from plastic, but I think that, my buyer is going to appreciate the extra steps that I took to protect the item. I personally have had packages show up that have been wet, and it's not fun. So I don't want anybody to experience that. All right, down here in the bottom, there's still some stuff that my daughter has that I did not box up yet. And let's see, what else did we do? Some artwork that my daughter had in her room she did not take. Just a Paris Prince and Audrey Hepburn, which I just adore Audrey Hepburn. And my rocking chair, I had that since my parents had that since I was a little girl, and I just love it. I can't part with it. Very, very nice rocking chair. And in that closet, it is full of my daughter's clothes still. So she has quite a collection of clothes. I told her she should start selling things on Poshmark herself, Anyway, I think that's it. I hope I didn't forget anything. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, anyway, I hope I didn't forget anything. I hope this was not too boring. I appreciate you taking the tour with me. I thought of one more thing, so I'm just going to show you quick. Let me turn the camera around. Okay, one other thing. Again, at the Dollar Tree, I got these little sticky hooks. This is my Scotty peeler. I got that off Amazon. I'll try to link everything below in the comment section. And I have a lint roller, and then I have a tagging gun and some craft paper. Now my tagging gun, let me flip you back around. Okay, I'm back in the other room now. So my tagging gun, so if something is new, brand new with tags, I will take the tag off carefully with a pair of scissors. I will steam the item, and then I will put the tag back on the item. I don't wash the new with tags. I don't put it in the dryer. I don't want to ruin it, so I just simply steam it and put the tag, attach it back on, and it's still considered new tags. I know department stores, they'll steam things too, so I don't find anything wrong with that. It's just something that I do. Okay, so let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other ideas that might work better for my space that I have. Again, I'm very fortunate to have this amount of space. I'd much rather keep it in the house than actually try to go rent some office space. I like that I can work, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, midnight inside my house. I don't have to rent out anywhere for shipping things. Everything is right here in my care and control. I can do my shipping whenever I want to. I ship daily, so it makes it really nice. And so, yeah, I mean, I hope you enjoyed my walkthrough of my home tour. Like I said, if you're just getting started, don't worry about having everything that I went through with you. You don't need any of this. It's just once your business expands and grows a little bit, you can afford to invest in your business, make things easier. The photography light here, especially in Ohio, is much needed. All right, well, I am going to wrap this up. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Sorry if it was a little shaky with the iPad, holding of the iPad. It was a little heavy to hold and film. And let me know again if you see something that I should be doing that I'm not, or if you have any other ideas how you would do something in my space. Again, I didn't have space like this when I first started out, so if you're just starting out, you really don't need a whole lot. Start off with a couple of storage boxes, put in your closet, under your bed, wherever you find the room. Just get started and it'll happen. So in time, you will get there. So yes, so if you are just getting restarted, I love all your comments, and thank you so much for watching. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. Maybe I'll do an update if I make any changes. I do need to get some curtains. The curtains that were in that room were super dark. I didn't like them. It was too dark. I like light and bright. Like just a white sheer would be nice, I think, in there. Let some sunshine in when we do get sunshine here. Again, I hope you like the video. I hope you consider subscribing and come back for more. We will see you Monday for my What Sold video.